Is this yellow thing a fucking microphone? What is shining over here? Oh, okay. It's just a reflection of my gavel, which sounds very erotic now that I'm saying it out loud. This is what editing is all about there. Well, it's now warm enough that some mosquitoes are apparently biting, but it is, I guess, like a record cold here. Yeah, you're tuned in for the NYC weather report. And damn it, I need to get a trackpad over here so I can mouse on the main computer because every day I forget to click off of the OBS elements where it's got like red lines and everything. But I'll live on it. So we had a good show yesterday. I am less sick today than I was yesterday. I was less sick yesterday than the day before, and so on and so forth until about Monday of last week. So still a little under the weather, but not dying IRL. I'll probably feel like shit like at about noon today. What is it? I am starting a new diet. Ooh. Yeah, I just want to be, um, less fat for bikini season. And I was just going ham on the ham for like months. So, yeah, if you know me, just restraint is not my strong point. So I have to, every couple years, run through this and try to do whatever. I did have, on the other hand, an idea for a short story yesterday that I really should commit to memory. But what else went on? The show was good last night. Wait, what did I write? That was 5,000 words. Keynotes. Oh, this is just the Rapasaurus master rewrite. I don't need that. Then. All right, well, let's commit. No, that's not what I want. So I already have a manuscript template set up here. And so, although they do not come pre-zoomed in, and Command Control Shift I, no, that's not it. Command Shift I, that's not it. Control Shift I. Option Shift I, no, that's not it. Command Shift F, no. Option Control F, no. What the fuck is that? Control Option F, no. All right. View, Inspector, Format. Hide Inspector is Option Shift I, or Option Command I. So that's one of the ones I didn't try. There we go. I'm supposed to remember this horse shit, yet I do not. Let me see. Anything interesting happen on IRC? Oh, I see Spooky. Let me see. Stuff happened. Wait, what is this? Oh no, guy's a fucking idiot. Okay. Um. Probably just your sloppy seconds remarks. Got taken down due to dropping Dab Guy's name. Uh, lol, I died. Oh yeah, you had to take all that bullshit down. I mean, shout out to Interdome for getting in there. Yeah, no shame in my game, and I'm not gonna like shame her for going after men. That woman just has a hole that needs to be filled. So, I wish her lots of luck in finding the right person. I think she might have already found somebody and is just having the good sense to not say shit about it on IRC. But whatever, it doesn't really matter to me. Although I'm not a fan of like the whole darkness bullshit. I thought it was very childish, and before he comes back, he needs to set his shit straight and apologize for what he's done. This is nonsense. You can't flood fucking LRH for days and like almost get us duped. Nonsense. All right, let me see. I missed your first chat, but yeah. So somebody shouts out to you later in the story or in the LRH. You should check it out. All right, so 5 years. Bit of melodies. My brain. Insert table basic. Okay. My brain hurt a lot. All right, so this is nice. So POV, Dr. Clark Varden. Okay. There was other gay shit that was irking me, but we are all good now. What was that? You like said some shit that you shouldn't have, or yeah, what was going on there? Yeah, y'all. I swear to God, like half the drama is taking place entirely in your own mind, Milkness. Like, nobody really cares about small faux pas as long as you're like, hey, I'm sorry. Like everybody will be fine in like 2 days. That's the secret to being a man, by the way, is just you do dumb shit and then you apologize, and 2 days later they forgot because they have some new thing to be mad at you about. Mm-hmm. All right. All right, and these are gonna get shuffled around. One, two, three, four, five. The generation there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You don't want to talk about this one. I can tell already. So 5 years, and then the abstract here. Let's see. Goal here. All right, there we go. I've been very unwell lately, not on my game. Oh man, I can resonate with that one. And just like I've been unable to do like most of the work that I do day to day, and just everything fucking slides when I'm not around because I get to wear. Well, it's just like any other thing you see me doing. Like I take a front and center role because I'm a big arrogant asshole, and then when I'm sick, the shit doesn't work right, and other people start to realize like, hey, we didn't need that guy at all. Like if people were smart in LRH, they would just do their own show and cut me out of the loop and keep their fucking money. But hopefully they won't ever do that. Goal. All right. So here are the bones of our story right here. The length is going to be exactly 5,000 words. So I'm giving myself 5,000 words, which means that we can't do any of our like bullshit superfluous language. This is all right. You're making me emo. My lungs have a problem from COVID, and it's making me wet a bit. The story is new to me. Is this an edit or a plot for a new work? Well, I'm glad that I'm making you whatever. So this is no, this is like a challenge that I'm going to give myself to write a short story that is only 5,000 words long, exactly. That has 5 chapters, potentially 5 character POVs. So each of them is only going to get about a page and whatever. And I want to. I guess there's cataracts saw what they wanted to there. This is another trick about being a man. Anytime you're talking to like any kind of woman or whatever, you just weave in a piece of innuendo, like at every 5 sentences or so, um, just to keep their attention. And if they're not paying attention, then it starts working subconsciously. This is the creatures that we are. There, that's all we do. Um, 5 successive objects fly toward. Wow. Okay, so I actually need your help, Milkness. What was that fucking asteroid movie about Jennifer Lawrence and the other dude? It was atrocious. It wasn't too long ago, but it was like some fucking asteroid was going to hit the Earth, and everybody was too busy sucking their own dick in the media to do anything about it. I saw it like distantly on a television, and it turned my stomach, so I didn't watch the whole fucking thing. But what I need to know is the plot of that movie, like, one, I need to remember what the name of the plot of that fucking movie is. And is the twist of it that there is no fucking asteroid? Don't Look Up, yeah. Is the twist of Don't Look Up that there is no asteroid and the whole thing is just a hoax, right? I refuse to watch it, but I know what you're talking about. Can you do me a favor and tell me whether or not that is the ending of it? Because if it is, I might do something similar with this one. By the way, if you look here, Dr. Clark Varden, who do you think that might be a reference to? Yeah, just let me know if that is the big twist, because that's the twist that I would use if I was writing that movie. Is like it's a joke and everybody fell for it and they look stupid and you have destroyed the Earth as a result. All right, here, let's just spoiler alert. I'm just gonna look. Jack Kevorkian, no. Oh, they just find out that the comet is made up of billions of dollars. Okay. Okay, so it does hit the Earth and hidden away in a bunker. Okay, no, it's trash. Oh, so this was new also. Let me see. The Ableton Push 3 is coming out in standalone. That's going to be awesome, even though it costs $2,000. Yeah, it's just made up of valuable. So here's Don't Look Up is a parable about people being like slaves to the. Not a parable. I guess it's meant to be an allegory for not even an. It's just meant to criticize how people are relying on like the media news structure and so forth. So the idea there is that the satellite or the fucking comet that's going to hit the Earth is so valuable. They're like, oh, what if we just keep it? And then it hits the Earth and only one person survives. Wow, I learned a lot. All right, let me get over here. I actually have on the other profile on this computer, I have that Gear News site is disabled. Like you can't visit it or Craigslist or IRC during writing hours. It just the computer will not let you. They're all black holed. All right, let me see. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm a fucking child. I can't have candy in my house. It'll all get eaten, right? Can't what is it? I can't have dating apps on my phone. Why is that red underline word trinary? Oh, just like binary, but a system of three. So trinary. Okay, so this story is going to be. Oh, and this is my file naming convention. If I'm working on something, I put a W in front of it. If it's a short story, I put SS. And is that a real word or did you create it? I think we made it up on LRH when people would call in for a laptop computer called the BZB book. we said that it had a trinary operating system, which is actually like you can get a lot more done with a three-position transistor, right? Like, if, assuming, I mean, that's kind of like what the idea of quantum computing is. Like, instead of an on or off state, like we're able to have each individual bit have an infinitely variable number of states, right? And so the idea is that you're creating like these basic logic parts, and that they can be programmed using like an infinitely variable on or off, like just shades of gray in between them. That's a gross oversimplification of what's meant to be happening. But so trinary is just positing that instead of like an on or off transistor, we have like an on, off, or sorta thing there. It's not a real deal, but I can make it into there. Trinary star systems, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that was like part of the three body problem. Just their nonsense about that. I think they had three suns, and I didn't understand it. It was just a bunch of Chinese gobbledygook to me. No, it was pretty okay. I've only read book one though. Apparently, books two and three are better, but I don't see myself reading them. I'm not going to reread book one. So I don't know. Maybe if somebody convinces me to. Messaging code. Uh, okay. So I will tell you, just because I am Dr. Clark Varden, is Dr. Clock Warden Time Cop. I just want to shout out to him in this one here. Um, oh, that might not mean anything. So Time Cop was the original creator of a social group for young men that I was a part of. He's also a genius, by the way. Okay. All right, so then the story is going to end there. This is an attempt to. Didn't you fear into? No, Time Cop is fucking alive. He's eternal. He'll outlive all of us. Um, yeah. So the story of Time Cop was he was just a technician who worked for like NTT.com forever, and he fucking hated Japan, but he lived there because he married a Japanese woman and had children and so forth. And he was the creator of I'm saying visit Time Cop's grave just to fuck with Time Cop there. There's just layers to this whole thing. All right, so we want to have our thrilling conclusion, big reveal. All right, then we'll have this be the. This is moving towards the climax of Global. Okay, cool. Does he still listen to LRH? Yeah, I'm sure from time to time, Time Cop tunes in, but he's got shit going on. You know, like Time Cop is incredibly successful. He was always a genius, and like the things that Time Cop likes are like when I said that Nance had blocked Incog. Oh, Boit Incog. No, she never fucked him. They never got together. They before they ever did, Incog just kept spewing like right wing nonsense or whatever, and Anne is fucking Antifa. Like he just blogged so much that she was like, I'm not going to the fucking UK to fuck this dude, right? And also there's some controversy with Incog where other people who flew all the way to the UK to fuck him, um, they were not successful in their mission. He was just too high and indifferent to fucking make it happen, and it was just weird and awkward, and it never worked out, right? And we no longer chat with that person, but she was very nice, right? She did not deserve to be maltreated by Incog, as any of us would have told her. What was her QPZ Docs, I think, was her name. Yeah, a lot of QPs. So not QPT related, but QPZ Docs. And it was just, we really gave Incog a hard time, and it was just he couldn't fucking get over himself enough to like take advantage of this woman with huge titties that wanted to fuck him, and he made a mess of the whole thing. It broke her heart. She just she brought her mother with her to like the hookup with Incog, which is she wasn't like in the room. It's just they traveled together to the UK for her to meet Incog and theoretically consummate their IRC relationship. I hadn't actually taken him for a very sexual dude at all, and rightly so. He is a schizoid type personality, and has significant anhedonia. And I think the pleasure that he gets in life used to be from fucking with people and showing that he was smarter with them. And then as you get older, that loses its appeal because you're no longer the smartest in the room. And then he started to just rely very heavily on marijuana to like get through the day to day. And now he's like a full blown marijuana addict. And I don't say that like oh, the reefer madness is going to get you. I'm saying that he is physically and emotionally addicted to marijuana and could not stop smoking if he wanted to, and has just turned him into a shadow of his former self. And I've seen this before. Some people where their default personality does not make them friends, right? A lot of people with like anger issues, or other issues where they understand that they are not well liked when they are being themselves. And what they find is that when they're high on weed, they don't have to be the same asshole. Like the weed mollifies them to the point where they're acceptable in society, and it becomes their crutch. The same way that there are people who cannot be social without alcohol, which is probably has something to do with. I'm definitely like much looser at a convention if I'm having a couple of drinks. Like it's hard for me to have a good time at a concert or at a convention like where I'm surrounded by people I don't know without like a beer or two in me. I can still do it. It's just harder. So I would say that he falls into that same set there. And I've tried to tell him like, this shit is ruining your life, but it's his life to ruin. He wants to be miserable. It's a core part of his character. He really does not want to be happy. He doesn't feel like he deserves to be happy. And he will go to great lengths to preserve his misery. But he seems to have improved a little bit. He was much, much worse when I finally kicked him out of LRH 2 or 3 years ago. And like he was kicked out just for fucking bringing everybody down. He was just so perniciously negative and would continually rattle on about the same topics. It's just like, we're fucking stop, So it's very seldom that we'll boot somebody, especially like a GNA OG like Incog. But now he seems to be doing better. He has like a better outlook there. Let me see. Bad taste in content. I've been enjoying his content. No, he's better off than he was. Yeah, not booted out, but I just like, where you just 86 somebody from a bar. It's like, you're fucking bringing us down. Like, come back when you can be chipper. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. Philo is abominable for that. So everybody in a social group has a responsibility to take care of other people when they're suffering, right? But also to get rid of the people if they're suffering so much that it's clear that they are the cause of their own misfortune. Like he was absolutely the architect of his own sadness, and he was spreading it to everybody. And just ultimately, we're on IRC to like have a good time. You want to like prop people up when they're down, but at the same time, if they're dragging everybody down and like you mentioned the behavior to them, it's like, hey man, like fucking you're bumming everybody out. Like let's fucking chipper up a little bit and try to get through this shit. Like ultimately, that's a positive channel, believe it or not. Like the overall values of the channel are that people who have been misfits for a long time are welcome there, and people help each other out when they're bad. And like you can look at like, the channel bought shoes for Dwayne, even though he was just trying to get money for booze and felt ashamed, right? He felt ashamed and tried to return the money. I think the money never went to him. We bought him something different with it. The channel what was something good that we did a little bit. The channel tried to help out Lit Up when he was on his death spiral, and I gave him warnings and so forth. Like when Logic was drinking way too much. Like I'm still caught in the jaws of this, even though they're having fun and drinking. We went off of that. We tried to do Sober October last year for the same reason, and it worked a little bit. Like there's a lot of people trying to like pick each other up and enjoy their shared love of wacky gypsies doing Craigslist prank calls. And to the outsider, though, it is a vile pit of darkness, right? Nobody, like somebody who's outside of the sphere, they can't see that, right? They just see the big swastika ASCII scrolling, and they see the like me, and they're like, "This is I don't want any part of this fucking thing." And it's really just people who have been on IRC for a long time who, by comparison, are like, oh, "Okay, this is something different." Lord, oh, not that much different. It's still just a bunch of people in a room fucking chatting at each other. All right. All right. Cool. So this is a good abstract to begin here. Not with a bang, but a LMAO. Cool. All right. And so I wish I could exempt or have the word count start on a different page there, but that's fine. All right. So cool. He was great content in public. Wait, Cheddar's like that. He was great content in public usually, but on PM, he was courting myself and Gyoza to be party to his own death. Wait, who are we talking about there? Was it fucking Incog? Oh yeah, I don't pay attention to. Obviously, I can't see the PMs of other people, so I don't know what the fuck is happening there. But yeah, who was being a party to their own death? That one I would like to know. If somebody is trying to create a suicide cult, like especially with two people that are patrons, like that would cost me like $40 a month. Matt? Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh yeah. So people have just figured out what a degenerate gyoza is, by the way, and so from time to time they're like, "What the fuck?" Matt. I don't remember that guy. Oh, was he the one that sent me all the crazy fucking emails? He'd already tried it hardcore once. I think that was the dude that was like sending me all the weird fucking emails about how he couldn't cope in LRH or whatever. Yeah, that guy, I don't think it's his fucking fault. Was he the one that like injured himself and like walked like a long way on the fucking highway? And yeah, I think that's the character. I just didn't see him as Matt. Friends with Mini 18. Oh, I don't remember who it was there. But yeah, like these suicide cases, I'm not with it. All right, so we're gonna keep 5 years open here. Let's take a look at yesterday. This one was around. Oh yeah, people they get away with a lot of shit while I'm asleep. I think QPT has just been flooding at like 3 in the morning forever. I only really opt people in LRH that I know in real life, and I need to meet one or two more that are trustworthy that are awake during that time. I might throw Tulpa on there, but Tulpa is like a good dude, but I think too emotional to be a disparate LRH op. So I like him. I think he's a good dude, but I think he would it would diminish his chat experience to be an op there. All right, well, let's get to it. All right. Demi is a really good operator. Oh yeah, Demi is like old school Teens for Christ. He knows exactly what the program is. He's a good dude. All right. Blah 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 blah. No, we have to mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, let's do like the fireplace. So we've changed the whole layout of this room. So Arask, you're it. Mm-hmm. The acoustics of architecture, the little alcove, and etc. Um, or Exedra. I can't. I think it was Exedra. No, Exedra. Yeah, there's no C. Exedra. Yeah, the little alcove. Exedra. Etc. Oh yeah, okay. So there is a S in there, but it's not. There's no C. Etc. Yeah, there we go. Etc. Etc. But no T. I want to include the orb of the Rapasaurus. Mm-hmm. Phonetic explanation looks ancient Egyptian. Oh yeah. An Excedra meme on Tumblr today. Oh, that's annoying. I gotta. I wonder if I could. No, I can't. I can't do it from here. At the end of the fucking thing, I should remember to just turn off all the chat settings. It's just annoying that YouTube won't let you post URLs and shit. But obviously, I mean, for obvious reasons, it won't let do it. You can maybe get away with it on Twitch, but you could also just link it on LRH, and then maybe I'll see it when I get off. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, shoved it in LRH. Oh, yeah, don't fucking PM. Don't private message my accounts. I never look at those. Like it just everything that I get via PM is bad, right? Like it just almost every PM, unless it's like urgent, critical, and can't show anybody. Like I just you can just highlight me in LRH and then just leave a link and then it's done. Because I just like everything that I get via PM is just like a problem that I got to deal with, and so that's how my mindset operates. So everything that every time I see a highlight that is a private message there, it is a task that I have to deal with. So even if you are sending me like nice stuff that you think I will enjoy, it falls in my mental space of like a task that I have to deal with. That's why I never respond. Um, it's just that's just how it works out there. Um, All right, now do I have to fucking see what this thing is? This meme better be worth it, Openness. That's all I'm saying right there. All right, so I'm clicking on the meme. Oh, I don't think that's an Excedra. That's more. It's closer to like and well towards the back it is, but yeah. Good morning, EFS enable. Okay, I try to say hi to Effie. It really does make his day if you say hi to EFS enable. Like I think him getting the bossy hat was like the maybe like the highlight of his year. Yeah, F Senable or EFS enable as is it too big? Yeah, well, so there is an Excedra at the back of the room that you're seeing, but what you're seeing mostly is like I don't know, it's not real. Um, this is meant to be like an inverted dais. Well, there's a name for the inverted dais. Like, say, when you start writing fantasy, you have to know a lot about like the stonework architecture. Like, I don't think anywhere on Earth this kind of octagonal buttress thing happens. I think that this is just White Reach from Skyrim, is what's happening here, and they're not constrained by like actual physics when they're building their stuff. Um, yeah, be nice to EFS Enable if you can. I think he really is. He's like a smart guy in some ways, but he's crazy as hell. Oh no, we lost our restream chat. Did I get banned off a restream? Oh no, it was just I didn't click on the chat. I clicked on something else. All right, what do we got here? Let me see. I'm very distracted today. Oh, well, I always am after I do a show. Like Telfa says he's hexing us in Jew speak. I'm trying to read the Hebrew that he's got here. I don't remember what any of these fucking letters are. Let me see. It looks like Dom. No, I don't. It's just this is IRC. All right, let me get back to it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I've been nice ever since. I was only rude in Philo to shoo him away as he was playing. Yeah, so he is an interesting and tragic figure of FNet, where he was like a lolcow for so long that and never. I don't think he was ever had wickedness in his heart. He just is fucking crazy. A Jewish guy, life is ruled by like his domineering mother, kind of like a hikikomori type thing. He may have had a job at some point. He could also just be a regular dude who is just playing up his craziness online. I see a lot of that. But I remember once we asked him like, "Hey, what are you gonna do when your mom dies?" Like Effie, like back when we were like taunting him, and he just immediately was like, "Yeah, I'll die too. Like I'll have no reason to go on." And we were like, "Fuck." But yeah, the joys in his life seem to be entirely centered around guitars, flight simulators, his dog Bossy, and jacking off to pictures of women's feet. So that's a life. Yeah, that's definitely he's got something going on there. But I personally have always liked EFS Enable. I enjoy his fighting spirit, and I want him to do well. But man, there's something crazy going on there. I feel like in the saga of our online lives, at some point he might be like the Hodor or the Forrest Gump type character where he emerges at the end unscathed when the rest of us are destroyed. Where only the constant of Effie remains. What do we got? We got Metabore right here. I hope I'm not metaboring you. I can't see where I should add better alerts and stuff like that. But yeah, welcome to the chat. We're working on a rewrite of Rapasaurus, which is a very long fantasy novel, and I'm trying to make it more suitable for like episodic fiction and inject more drama and sex and stuff like that. Because it's meant to be just like it's meant to be more of an adventure. So I want to have more fun shit happening in this story. Why Vela? I'm thinking about doing Royal Road rather than Vela. To tell you the truth. Yeah, like I'm not gonna carve it up into just like an anime cliffhanger type thing. But in this rewrite, like the story is very plotting and ponderous. So you could see over here, we've gone through and created this chart for the rewrite about the thirst. There are 5 books of this written. And so we took the first 3 books and added some notes for each of the chapter, things that we could like shore up, ways that we could make the structure flow a little bit better. The nice thing about trying to break this up into an episodic thing is 1, I don't have to get the whole fucking thing edited at once. I can do it piecemeal, book by book. 2, I can do releases 1 by 1. And then 3, we're not constrained by fitting it into any particular word count, which definitely the prospect of trying to sell, I think this is 216,000 words right now. The prospect of trying to sell that as a standalone novel is basically like a non-starter. If I were a publisher and somebody sent me this hunk of dog shit, first I would reject it offhand just because it's structurally so weak. But second, I would say, hey, buddy, you're holding a trilogy. Like resign yourself to that and rewrite it as a trilogy. But I don't like trilogies. I like single continuous works. Don't reject yourself. This is not me rejecting this. This is the story has already gone to publishers, and I am addressing feedback that they have given me. So trust me, my default is that I'm amazing, and everybody should love what I'm doing. And then it's only after bitter experience that I'm like, okay, something needs to change with this one. But yeah, it's good advice too to not reject yourself. You never know until you put yourself out there, and then you immediately know, like, hey, it needs work. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Normally, I'm moving along at a better clip too, but we did a show last night, so. Oh no, that's not what I want. I want to take that. Mm. Ever shifting cerulean herb. Oh my god, this is. Ooh, it's bad. It's real bad. Um, they were ringed by a fortune in glass. Tall silver mirrors caught the low light of the fireplace and reflected the pair from every angle. Dark clouds swept across the skylight above. An extravagant dome. Oh, no, no, no. Mm. Can you tell already that the cerulean orb is the MacGuffin for the entire novel? Okay, cool. And I actually wanted to have a little bit of extra context in this paragraph. Like, they were ringed by a fortune in glass. Tall silver mirrors caught the low light of the fireplace and reflected the pair from every angle. Uh, mm-hmm. Tall silver mirrors caught the dying fire. Oh, I had a better word for this, and then I fucking deleted it some time ago. Mm-hmm. It's dwindling, but we don't want to use. And also, ever shifting is also a present participle, which is a present problemiciple. And I don't think above. Mm-hmm. I think we. Mm-hmm. No, we talk about that happens later in the chapter. Here we're doing visual. Later we get into the sound a little bit. No. Let's see. Now I pine for an open fire. Oh yeah, fireplaces like it's weird. A house doesn't like really feel like a home unless there is like a wood fire burning like all the time. It's just yeah, like and those fucking propane fireplaces. Get the fuck out of here. This shit's not real. Mm. Mm-hmm. All right, so I don't like the um so yeah, it's like a present participle in past tense there. So I don't really know how to fucking fix that though. Let's see. Let's see. Lead light crystal windows. Yeah. I mean, that you and I know that these panes are triangular because we've gone into it. It's like a geodesic thing that's happening there, but like triangular is too much work for that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cool. All that work just to shoehorn in a fucking magic orb on a pedestal. Okay, cool. This is so much better, honestly. I'm very happy with the improvement in this chapter. Our prose is very purple here, but again, it is a fantasy novel. This is our goal is to thrust the unwilling reader into a land of enchantment, much like New Mexico, um, which is just like absolutely as hot and stultifying. I think we do better. Good title for a story. I think this should be cut. Yeah, let's. Yeah, I don't like it. There we go. Morricone Bay. So here it is. Shadows flickered across Revel's face. Blue shadows flickered across Revel's face as the fireplace crackled. Um, so I kind of want to say that's fine. There we go. So really, it's the light that's blue. The shadows are black. But I think we can get away with the fireplace crackled and blue shadows flickered across Revel's face. Mhm. Here's a spot where we could potentially. I've been curious about users using AI to edit and rewrite. How do you feel about it? Apologies in advance if you have strong feelings about this. Um, yeah, to me, well, I abhor AI. Right? It is the end of the human race. It's just basically like us casting off the burden of being thinking creatures, like us just admitting, like, hey, we have evolved this far, but it's not far enough, and now it's time to turn over the reins to a different species. We're engineering our own downfall with this shit. I truly believe that. I don't think that it's going to be a supplement to us. I think it will be a replacement for us. So there's that. Um, at this point, the output of AI writing stuff is not good. And the other part of it, too, is that you're not writing with your own voice, which is very important to me. You are writing with a computer's voice, like their conglomerate of different things that would work out. So a lot of people are going to do that and they're going to be successful. They're going to make money. Eventually, just because really writing things takes so long, real writing will be extinguished and like AI generated stuff that is curated by humans will become the norm. It's terrible at storytelling now, but give it 5 years, right? It really, like, when you see me working on this every day, what you are seeing is the last of a dying breed. No, it's this everything that I'm doing here. What I've spent like 20 or 30 years working on will be superseded by an AI that can spit out something that's better in 20 minutes or 20 nanoseconds. You know, it's we're not built for this whole thing. But part of what's good about it is because we're not intrinsically good at this kind of organization. We're not good at this kind of description and so forth. It forces you to expand your mind and try harder and become smarter to do this kind of work. It hasn't really worked out for me, but it is a very valuable exercise and the joy of my life. So when I see younger people like fascinated with AI, and would people like to read stuff by AI if they knew it was by AI? Some people do. There's some applications where you can like enter like an endless AI generated dungeon and so forth, but all my life I've been unimpressed by the output of Markov chain bots, and I just don't give a shit. I only care about people at this point. I'm old. Um, like when all this is going down, I'm gonna be one of the people who is like looking for written 100% by a human tags on stuff. I'm gonna be looking for people who are actually doing this whole thing. And honestly, like the procedural part of it, like is boring. You know, like the what makes a novel good is the understanding of the characters, right? Like that the characters are like relatable and human beings, like reading about human beings. And right now, AI is really shitty at emulating human beings and their motivations and so forth. But it won't always be the case. So it's depressing, but also who cares? Like you can still keep writing. I'm not making any significant money at this. Like my life doesn't depend on it. But eventually, everything that you hold dear will be extinguished by these machines, and we will pay a terrible, terrible price for our laziness. Um, yeah, this eventually what we'll be stuck with is just the only people that you can trust aren't using AI are the ones that do their entire process online, and you can see every single part of it. Like, there's no AI generating this horse shit at this point. Like, this is all me. So eventually, We valued by those who read for joy. I don't see any content in that statement. It seems just this is like a platitude. Uh, oh, let me try and unpack that. I think those who find joy in art will be valued by those who read for joy. But like, who doesn't find joy in art, right? I mean, isn't that the function of art to like uplift people and bring them to a perspective that they couldn't find other, and they have a good feeling as a result of it, or at least an interesting feeling? Um, and then like similarly, like doesn't everybody who reads it for that sense of revelation and awakening and so forth? Like I think those are yeah, it's a confusing sentence to me. But I'm also deep in edit mode, so like everything, I'm like, how do I do that? All right, let's get through. People like people. If they knew the art they were consuming was not made by people, it will lessen their value for them. Um, I think that's fair. People have like an intrinsic desire to consume things that were made by people more than things that were made by a machine. Like we do still attach meaning and importance to like seeing the act of somebody making something. Like YouTube channels are just full of. I must have watched like 1,000 videos of guys like making stupid bowls on a lathe, or guys like digging a swimming pool in India, or we like to see people doing things and making things, and hopefully that's part of the appeal of this thing here. But eventually, economic factors will just triumph. It is really cool to see somebody hand crocheting like a whole thing, right? But you can't clothe the world with hand crocheting, right? It's cool to see the warp and weave of a woman working at a loom and making like a beautiful tapestry, right? But we can't like wall our houses with beautiful tapestries, like there's just, it doesn't work at scale. And as we have 12 billion people, 15 billion people, 20 billion people on the earth, and then we just completely crash the ecosystem, it becomes more critical to have things that are producible at scale. And just ultimately, the economic reality is that this kind of thing is going to be for hobbyists. Same with music, by the way. Like music that makes any kind of meaningful money, all going to be generated by machines, right? Following like the latest trends, just picking up what young people are into and spitting out what they want to hear. Exactly. And it'll become a feedback loop. So musicians, same thing there. You can already see it happening with like graphic artists and so forth. It's just, we get to have a view to our own obsolescence. And it's all going to be driven by the imperative to like have more people and the necessity of having ever greater efficiency to provide a shittier but functional form of life for people, right? So you can either have a bunch of nice stuff or you can have a bunch of people. That's your choice. Although, I mean, it's not just as cut as dry as that. Like having more people, some of those people will come up with new stuff. It's not a linear function, but and I'm certainly enjoying like the fact that I can be on this screen saying this shit. Oh yeah, graphic design is more than just fucking rotoscoping, by the way. But yeah, like a lot of graphic designers that have like work for hire type stuff is going to be rough. I'm going to keep designing my own book covers. Although like literally an AI could definitely do it better than me. Here, there's big Xeros right here, and AI could have done that in seconds. But it wouldn't be the same. All right. And video editing, the same thing, and I'm going to be using these tools, right, for video editing, which I don't like doing. I'm going to be throwing it together. Like already I use, just keep in mind like all the stuff we're using is already the result of like a nascent form of AI. And we're already standing on the shoulders of giants with all of the technology that we use every day. So it's not like I'm suddenly going to become a Luddite with all this, but I will continue to write in this way. And I'm very skeptical of people that are going to be just a part of that machine. And they will be more successful. They'll make more money and they'll be able to like shit out more books and so forth. And um, will be buried. But I wasn't exactly doing great before all that either. All right. Mm-hmm. Thanks for your opinions. It helped. Well, this is keep in mind, like I am a bitter old man, right? You just have to decide what you want to do. If you want to feel, so I can give you my perspective, right? Writing is my favorite thing to do, right? I look forward to it all night long. I'm usually like going to bed. I can't wait to wake up and work on this story the next day, right? It is the joy of my life, right? It did not become the joy of my life for like the first 10 years that I was doing this, right? Because I sucked. It takes at least 10 years to get decent. And as you can see, it's been more, many more than 10 years, and I'm still only like halfway there, right? It's a very difficult task to do. But when you feel yourself improving at it, it's a good feeling. Like you feel like you have accomplished something. And when people tell me, it's garbage or when they don't do well or whatever, it doesn't matter because to me, they're still good, right? Like I've been through the whole process. I like what's happening there and I'm proud to have done it. And it's to the point where I used to be very afraid of flying for some stupid reason. Flying is like almost perfectly safe. Rare chances like planes crash into the World Trade Center or what have you. But usually flying is pretty safe, but I used to be afraid of it. And after I finished my first novel, Zen and Ink, which you can available at fine booksellers everywhere, just Amazon. Um, After I finished that first novel, I got on a plane and I was no longer afraid of flying. And I was like, why am I not afraid? And I realized like I had been afraid that I would get in a plane crash and never be able to finish my novel. And then it was done. I didn't have to worry about that anymore. Like I had attained the thing that I wanted to do on this earth. And then after that, I was just free to do whatever I wanted. And I'm living that life of hedonistic abandon to this very day. But it really was like a big relief off of me because that was what I really wanted to do. And then I did it. And then I did it again. And I keep doing it because it's what I really want to do. And as long as you are pursuing the thing that you really want to do, everything else is just kind of extra. That's, like children, relationships, money, housing, drugs. They're all nice, but they're extra, right? Like that's the thing that I really want to do and I've always really wanted to do. So the thing that I always really wanted to do wasn't like putting a prompt into an AI, having it spit out some horse shit, and then going through and editing it to make it seem like a human being did it. That to me is kind of like prepping the bull for what's going on. And what I like is like the actual meat of getting in there and writing and having an idea that's purely mine and whoever I stole it from, put in a way that only I could potentially do. There's a lot of arrogance to it there. And I will tell you that in any kind of creative arts, the people who are arrogant and insistent on their own vision, they will never do outside of like a few shining stars. They will eat shit big time and not be commercially successful. That's just part and parcel. Like if you want to be yourself, you will pay the price, which is that yourself is often not marketable to the vast majority of humanity. You can read some of my early books if you want to see a perfect example of that. He doesn't know their names, by the way. Yeah. So he shouldn't have called it. What would I call him? This is a place where I can have I can relay more data to the reader about mhm. I don't like Shadowed Pair. I could call him a paramour. Yeah, noble paramour. Does that work? Mm-hmm. An illicit lover. There we go. Let's see. How's the editing going for you today? What's up, Phoebe? Let me see. Oh, I got into a lengthy diatribe about the role of AI in editing and writing. I bitched about stuff on IRC. I wrote the abstract for a short story that I want to work on that we may, as inspiration strikes or does not strike, we may break up the Rapasaurus here. And then we injected one sentence into the chapter before, which took some 45 minutes. But I think we made some decent progress inserting parts of the rewrite into whatever. This is taking much, much longer than I thought it would. But also, I did a show last night. After I do a show, usually the editing is very slow going the next morning there. So I'm aware of this. Uh, Rewrite editing always takes longer than I thought. I looked at this. I'm like, yeah, maybe I can do this in 2 months, and I can, but I have to fucking work and not get distracted by nonsense. Like if I were smart, I would just be doing all this off stream, but I don't want to do it off stream. I have more fun editing on stream, so I'm happy to just take longer and have a good time just doing this on stream. So I like seeing your progress. I like it. Yeah, honestly. And people have like really given me some good feedback over the course of a lot of this editing. I've learned a ton of stuff just from like I didn't know what a present participle was for like a long for 20 years, and then somebody told me. And then sometimes you get good feedback. Also, when I'm like way astray or whatever. The other part of it too is that I eventually need to build up some kind of social presence if I want to market these books. And so this is just a slow. This is like one thing. The only social thing I know how to do is live stream. I do not know how to attract people anywhere. Let's see. Great Gouts, tomes, types in days, and then off to an editor. I mean, that is how it is meant to work. Like, really, I should be pulling about 2,500 words a day if I want to be serious about this. But what you're seeing is just the slow and grinding part of writing, which is where you have already done that gouting part and are trying to like get through it. I don't know if it's possible to get into like a flow state while you're on stream where so many things are distracting you. I might try. I would I would become really mentally strong if I became able to like write it to like 2,500 words a day on stream. I my mind would become very powerful compared to where it's at now. Let me go prune loneliness of the long distance author. Yeah. Well, it's just editing that I don't like to do alone. Writing, I'm very happy to do alone. But editing, I always abhorred to do on my own, and it's just more fun to have some people being like, "You missed a comma, fuck ass." Oh, I like that part of it. Also, where other people can see how dumb you are and just see just what terrible shape things are at before you start editing. I don't like anybody seeing my pre-edit, even after I have stupid mistakes in my story still. Well, this is the critical part. I would not show a rough draft to anybody. I only begin working on these things when I have completed the rough draft and done an initial edit on my own, just so I don't waste everybody's time with things that are really stupid. So this is um, after an edit has occurred, where you are seeing only the things that I am too stupid to fix on my own on a single pass. So I don't I always tell other people who write this, like I would never show anybody a rough draft, just out of respect for their time, right? Because like the work has not been done. Um, and it's like it's only it's only halfway. So just your friends are only willing to put up with like so much of your bullshit. So you should never show them a rough draft. Is my theory. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's take a look at some types of long pipes. Let's look at some different pipe shapes. The Smoker's Guide, La Pipe Writ, an apple pipe, an author pipe, a blowfish pipe. Let's see, a bullcap pipe, bull moose pipe, the calabash pipe. Oh, I like the way that this calabash pipe looks. Let me see, a Canadian pipe. We can't use that. Cavalier pipe, a Tyrolean pipe. I'd love to use the word Tyrolean, but I can't. Here's a Cobra pipe, rare gem for smokers, Dublin pipe, an egg pipe, lure pipe. Can't use Eskimo. Can't use Bulldog. A hawkbill pipe. Reverse bent of its shank. Horn pipe. A Hungarian pipe. Liverpool pipe. Lovat pipe. A billiard pipe. A pickaxe pipe. A poker pipe. God, they really get deep. Oh, the vest pocket pipe has like a little swivel for people who keep it there. Volcano pipe. A Zulu pipe. All right, so I think calabash pipe is the one that we want. Often associated with the image of Sherlock Holmes. All right. All right, cool. Bye, Nickelback. Mm-hmm. So we don't want to get too. The problem here is now we have to invent some fantasy analog of MDMA that you can smoke. We don't. We can't use like the word pipe weed because it's too tied up with. Uh, we can't use opium or whatever. Okay. I'm gonna watch that LRH before Dab gets it removed. I already deleted all the shit that Dabby could report it for. I think we'll see. I mean, everyone has fucking so much nonsense in there. I think they stay up on D Live too for like a day or two, and then I'll post them for patrons. If it does go down, I'll post it like right away for patrons. But yeah, I'm not a fan of people continually snitching on something that's meant to be like underground and fun and uncensored. You know, I just have to find a better platform than YouTube for this kind of bullshit. Um, yeah, maybe what we really should do is just do like the first 10 minutes on YouTube every time, and then just switch off and go to restream on something else. Yeah, it's fucking preposterous that I even have to deal with this whole thing. You just shouldn't be able to get people banned unless they're, threatening to blow up the president of the United States, Barack Hussein Obama, with an improvised mortar bomb or something like that, um, which I highly recommend nobody do because that sounds highly illegal to me. Um, Also, he's not the president anymore. I mean, he is. His reptilian cabal controls everything from afar, but. Hmm. There we go. Hell yeah. Let me see. So here's a good chance where I could come up with a different name for Rigel. Rigel is too similar to Revel, but I have been writing Rapasaurus for like a decade, and this character has always been Rigel to me. The other problem is that Rigel is also a mythological figure from our mythology, and this is not an Earth-based fantasy. It is uh, a completely different world that I have always written all my stories in. Um, let's see. I think Rebel when reading Rigel, not once. Revel. I never think Revel. Yeah, they're confusing, right? They're confusing because they are the same number of letters and they begin with the same thing. So as we're working through Rapasaurus, I don't know, maybe we should name him like Terrence or something like that. Um, so what we want to evoke is a young, big-eyed, awkward, blushing, fucking hair in his eyes type character, right? Um, the essence of the Rigel. Yeah, I do like. Maybe I'll just keep it. Fuck. As I don't want to change it at heart. I hate how much confusion there is between the two characters. Um, I know that fucking Stephen King likes to write like 3 or 4 different characters named Jack in the same story, and they're all children who fuck each other in a sewer. Shout out to Stephen King. That's a great chapter, buddy. Cocaine really doing some work here. This is why I say don't smoke cocaine while you're writing. Um, maybe rename Revel. I really like Rigel as a name. All the Rigels that I've known in my life have been just incredibly fucking weird people, by the way. Just super strange. Um, but I was on acid at the time, so maybe I was the incredibly weird one, and they were looking at me like, "What the fuck is wrong with this dude?" So I think we were all on acid at the time. If I'm being serious. All right, really, maybe rename Rebel. No, I like Rebel. I'm not changing that one. All right. Good luck getting to bed, and good luck with your own writing there. All right. Mooncalf. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. Like the like a little pale and toe-headed. Toe-headed is not exactly what we want, but it's the kind of word that I would put into there. Just a fucking emo before there was emo. And he certainly has reasons to be emo. There. All right, cool. I want to hammer in that she is a Rast daughter because we don't. Uh, which all right. So that you're lighting a pipe. Is she doing it with like a pinky? Like, oh, I like that. I like that she likes it with a pinky. Goss can be blonde. Oh yeah, absolutely. The saddest goths of all are blonde. 'Cause they're continually like dyeing their hair, and the blonde roots are coming out. Oh, it's rough. Mm-hmm. All right, so what were we? Let's see. Could they be smelling herbs, getting high in the Middle Ages, hashish? Let me see. Shrub of emotion, thought morsel, the herb. Oh, I like the herb. Yeah, herb could be what we're using. There we go. What's that shatter stuff? They don't have a fucking dab rig. They're like smoking wax. Mm. The herb. Yeah, I'm just gonna use. I like that they're smoking herb like a pair of gutter rats. Herbs and spices. Yeah, they're smoking that KFC. Oh, I think there's a special name for the people in Tinkerton who are like this is like the gutter of smoking herb in a garret. I like that. Uh, oh, I can't remember the name I gave to the people of Tinkerton. Yeah. Okay, so here let's just comment on it because I can't remember. Done. Cool. Oh, okay. Cool. Womp rats. Oh God, is that where your mind goes with that shit? Fucking, I'll never escape that Star Wars horseshit. Rigel, like a pair of steamed ham. I'm not gonna fucking. There's just smoke from the delicious calabash pipe we're having. Mmm, steamed pipe. Superintendent Chalmers. Uh, can I do a Skinner? No, I don't think I can do a Skinner. No, it's the children that are wrong. I'm close. I could probably work on it for a weekend and get it. But then what would I have? A half-assed Principal Skinner. Okay, cool. All right, and then we have a lot of. Did I really use the word escutcheon? Wow, that's okay, cool. So there we go. So we did a lot of work masturbating with this. No, that's actually like it's the right name for the plate around the keyhole. Yeah, this is it. Escutcheon is a shield or emblem, a flat piece of metal for protection and ornamentation around a keyhole door. Yeah. And is it? Yeah, escutcheon.
Escutcheon.
Escutcheon. Yeah, it's the right word, and it's a word that you is worth using there, right? It's like the exact correct word for what he's pressing his ear up to. So I feel just do I have to ban some fucking jackass from LRH? Oh no, it's just FX Chan talking about trainer shit. Good for him or her or whatever the fuck they want to be. I don't care. Let's see. The escutcheon. I don't think Wharf Rats is the right thing. Like any other Tinkerton scum. I like Tinkerton scum. I'm gonna stick with that guy. I love it though. Yeah, there's so much language. So every part of a door has a name, right? Every part of a door, every part of a window, every part of a roof, anything that like is involved in a house, there is a specific name for those parts, just because they're so important to us. Like we're really deep into houses and clothes and food, right? Like those are the things where our vocabulary is like the most immense. And I guess maybe describing people, like people, houses, food, clothes. This is, money, hoes, and clothes. That's what we all about. So what's like let me see. Yeah, so here, um, tower running, internal staircases of Oh, it's a Perrin. Oh, cool. Um, staircase tower. Neat. I like Perrin. Let's take a look at this guy. Stairway to a building. Okay. The Temkin Stairs in Odessa. But yeah, okay, so this is not the Spitzerstrip. What do we got there? Frielich Spiele? Stabbish Hall? Yeah, outdoor staircases. Yeah, parent is not the word that we want, sadly. Parts of a staircase. This is not what we want. Yeah, this is what I want. This one right here. Tower staircase. Look at this guy. This is rad. Tower with staircase. Oh, there we go. What to call the staircase leading up to Versailles? Yeah, Perrin is new to me. That's really neat. Yeah, I guess the Rocky steps would also be like a Perrin. Like Rocky is running up the Perrin. Um, oh yeah, real classical towers. Mm-hmm. Here we gotta move up here, all the way to here. Mm-hmm. There we go. All right, and then I don't know why somebody forgot to. There we go. There we go. Oh, I like that one. Common Tinkerton scum. Ba 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 ba. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, Rigel's the common salt of the earth. You know, his mother's a prostitute. His father was a degenerate gambler. Sister's a prostitute. He's a prostitute. Everybody's a prostitute. Mm-hmm. Cool. Oh, I like that hair. Like there we can get like a lot of work done with this sentence here. Like we say that his shirt is fucking ratty, and then he's like holding it so it doesn't whip in the wind, and so there we make him poor, and we make him careful, and we make him small. All like in an active way where we don't have to say he's poor and careful and small. So the question is like, why would he pull away to look at this door when he's like busy peeping at them? I don't think we need to have blah 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 blah. Okay, cool. Oh, he needs to like figure out whether or not he can get into the fucking door. Here, hold on. We need to add the. Okay, cool. Oh wait, wait. So All right, so yeah, like we say earlier that it's the highest point there, and so I had like a balcony spiraling up to the rooftop, which I'd like to have there, but it just leads to too much confusion as to where things are in the story. And hmm yeah, so yeah, let's have it be wrought iron. Why the fuck not? Wait, when does wrought iron start happening? Soft material, 1% carbon. Why is wrought iron no longer made? Mild steel is cheaper. Yes, it is. When did it start? Worked iron. hmm Yeah, cast iron can break if it's struck by a hammer. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, there are no guards in the tower. All right. Let's just move it. We shouldn't call them wretched docks of Tinkerton. Okay, cool. Da, da, da. Okay, cool. I like the battle between fabulous beasts and so forth. Okay, cool. Awesome. This is where I wanted to get. Okay, so here, we're gonna stop here because my fucking because it's 8:44. Yeah, we've wasted our day away plugging away at this chapter. But what we have done here is um, we've added a critical element of reality that needs to be foreshadowed in that scene because he's going to steal it in this scene, right? Then we've tightened up some of the verbiage of the above. It's not, the writing needs a strong edit, but this is not the time for it. So I can pause here. Fortunately, I can just freeze at this frame here. What I'm going to add in is some character motivation for El Shala, right? I'm going to increase the dynamic where she is just like wanton with abandon, and where Rigel, or not, let's see, where Revel is kind of prodding her, like, what's going to happen when your dad comes back and finds out that we're smoking herb in his garret, like fucking around with his orb, we're going to get in trouble, and so forth. So we can add an important element to his character, that he is the goody two shoes here, and she is the seductress leading him down a drug-addled path, right? Which is good. That's a dynamic that I want to have. I want Revel to be easily led. I want him to be, and one of his issues to be that he falls in with like the wrong people. He takes the wrong advice. He is a little bit of a pushover in ways that somebody who is like, he's the Duke's son, so he's supposed to be more than this. So the part where he and his father are fighting is a little off key there, and that is something that we may remove a little bit. We could potentially make him. Oh, let's add this to our sheet here. Okay. Yeah, actually, the firstborn is a girl, and it's El Shala. And boom, we're right into George R. R. Martin territory. How does she come to be addicted to a drug you can only get in the slums? We cover that a little bit later on. Also, she is not addicted. The herb in this story is just something, is like similar to reefer, where young people just like to get high and fuck, right? That's been intrinsic to young people since the dawn of time, right? And like a little reefer isn't going to do any, like, yeah, this is not the addictive cane that we're going to deal with later in the story. This is herb, which is like a little bit different. So we'll bust up those two drugs. All right, I'm happy with the progress for today, slight as it might be. We do need to pick up the pace a little bit, but I don't expect myself to give 1,000% on show day, and we are starting to build momentum during this edit, which is important. Thank you to everybody who joined in. Have a good week. I guess it's Tuesday already. Good Lord. I'm going to be dead before I know it. All right. Catch y'all later.